Hey man, I'm just being honest, man. Sometimes this world can be like seriously a cruel, cold world to some people sometimes. And it might not even be, you know, obviously not by choice and shit. You can really get that mentality sometimes that it's you against the world and your back's up against the wall and everybody's out to get you and shit. It's real easy to have that feeling sometimes. And I feel like we all get it, you know? Maybe unless you were born super rich. And even if you are born super rich, maybe you feel like, I don't know, you know, everybody hates you or something. So your back's against the wall then too, you know? But I think realistically, you know, if you want to live like the best life that you can and the most comfortable, enjoyable life that you can, it's sometimes important not to verbalize that to other motherfuckers, you know, and try and just make a fight out of everything. Like every time you get mildly annoyed at somebody, you can't just express how pissed off you are at them to that person, because then you're just gonna have so many problems and you're gonna retroactively, while just feeling so sorry for yourself, make your life worse because you're just introducing more problems all the time to your life. Some people will even take it another step rather than just being a bitch. Like, you know, Karens are kind of a person like that you know, just wants to pick an argument with everybody. But like, there's people that just want to physically create an argument with people, like, often. Those people don't really got a name, you know. Karen's got their name, but these guys, I don't know really what they're called, you know, in popular culture. I don't really think there's a name for them, but I guess we'll call them, you know, like Bruces, man. Some real Bruces out there, bro, and I'm sorry to anybody out there named Bruce, bro. You're probably a cool guy, man, but I don't know, that name just kind of gives off a vibe of somebody who might be like a motherfucker trying to pick fights with everybody all the time, you know what I mean? Or could possibly be the name of somebody who does that, you know. I could see that shit happening, you know, like if some guy, you know, that was a super angry person that was just, you know, getting in arguments with everybody, you know, came up to me and was like, yeah, my name's Bruce. Like, I wouldn't not believe it. Sometimes people's egos just gets into shit, man, and people just really think that they're above others or are bigger and stronger and badder than other people and that they are the best. They're just the best thing ever, and that's just their ego talking, you know. They've never really been checked like that, and because they've never really been checked, you know, their ego just runs free and they just think they're bad shit, you know what I mean? And that's similar to like childhood bullies and shit, man. Like, you know, kids will pick on you and shit if they've never really been like absolutely fucked with. Maybe they are being fucked with, which makes them go pick on kids. But, you know, if they picked on a kid and that kid just beat the shit out of him, you know, usually they tend to not make fun of kids that just beat their ass, you know what I mean? Like, if you get checked, you get checked. But that doesn't happen a lot in modern society, you know what I mean? We got strict laws and shit, which is obviously a good thing. But, you know, it's a slight problem that people's egos can go unchecked for large amounts of time and they just think that they're the shit, man. And today, man, I was working, you know, like I said, I work at a grocery store and shit, and I see a lot of wild shit working at a grocery store in like a slightly underprivileged area. It's not the worst area, but it's also not the greatest area, you know, at least in terms of poverty and shit and I guess crime and whatever. But it's not really that bad. I'm not living in the middle of the hood, but it's kind of like right where it starts to drop off, you know what I mean? And this guy was just walking with like his girl and his I think they were his 2 kids or her 2 kids or some shit, bruh. But I was like walking out of this aisle and he was walking past me and he was walking with this girl and he was like pissed and he was like, I see another motherfucker look at you like that, I'm beating his fucking ass, I'm beating him to the fucking ground, like that type of shit. And I was like, I listen, I just happened to walk behind them, and then he goes, like, that fucking guy, I'll beat his ass right now. And I was the only guy around other than them, but he didn't look at me. I forgot to mention, but I did want to note his kids did look back and like directly at me at this time, so I knew it was about me. Anywhere near my direction, bro, he was looking straight. I would have made full eye contact and been like, bro, shut up. Like, I wouldn't have fought the guy, bro. If he wanted to fight me, obviously if he swung on me, I would swing on him, bro, but I'm not getting fucking paid to sit here and fight people, bro. I don't give a fuck. I do not give a shit about your problems. I don't give a shit if somebody, okay, I'm gonna say something very bad there, but I don't give a shit if somebody fucking put their hand on your girl. That's not my fucking issue, okay? I'm not gonna fight your ass, dude. That's not my job, nor do I give a fuck who you are, bro. So I would never have fought this dude, but I'm saying if I did fight this guy, I'm not gonna lie, like, he's not in a position to be talking that type of shit to me, bro. He's like a few inches shorter than me and shit, and he looked like a meth head, bro. Like, he was definitely lighter than me. Like, I'm not a big guy, and I'm not really a big fighter or something, but I have gotten in fights and shit, and I will say I would give myself like a 60 to 70% win percentage on the fight against this guy, because he's kind of methed out. He could be crazy. He did seem kind of hyped up, so maybe he really would have like that little crackhead, meth head energy to go at me, and I think that's his best bet at beating me. But physically, he was not as big as me, which I think sometimes people that are smaller also do kind of get like a damaged ego and shit, because they know realistically you're not going to be able to fuck with anybody in a fight. I'm not huge, I know that, but I'm able to deal with myself and my ego to the point where I'm not just like, I'll beat his fucking ass. Yeah, if he puts his eyes on you, I'll beat his ass. I'll beat his ass for you. Like, as if she believes you, bro. Like, she's looking at you and I'm looking at you. Like, are we being real? Are we talking about the same guy? guy who is you that wants to beat my ass. I don't know. He didn't look at me, so I wasn't 100% sure he was talking to me. And even if he did, like, if he looked straight at me, I would have been like, bro, what are you talking about? But, like, I'm not about to butt in and be like, who you talking about? Because I don't got an ego like that. Like, I do not care that this guy said he could beat my ass. Or would, or whatever, bro. It's really none of my business, bro. I don't give a fuck about being here. I'm here to stock a damn shelf. If this guy wants to fight me, I still wouldn't want to fight him, bro. Even if we had beef about something that happened at the workplace, I still wouldn't fight this guy. I'm not getting paid fucking $50 an hour to put my fucking health on the line. But do I think I would have beat his ass? Yeah, I think I would. And that's not like an ego thing. I'm a realist, bro. Listen, if he was like some really big ass dude, I wouldn't be saying this shit that I could beat him. Like, I had a 60-70% chance. He was smaller than me. I'm probably a lot in better shape and more athletic than him and stuff, you know what I mean? He looked kind of weakish, you know, so I'm not exactly gonna say for sure that I would beat him, you know, maybe because he kind of had that crackhead energy, but for the most part, I think I'd be able to beat this guy. But it is what it is, man. I think, like, he just really needed somebody to, like, look at his girl one time, and then he'd be like, you fucking looking at her? Like, first off, who cares? As a guy with a girlfriend, bro, unless they're, like, being outwardly disrespectful to me or a dick to me or her or something, like, if I catch some guy looking, bro, let him look. Who fucking cares, bro? That's all you, bro. Like, you're really insecure if you're worrying about that shit, like, hella, to the point where you're pissed off jumping around a store ready to beat somebody's ass. Like, as a guy who got a girlfriend, obviously, if you're being, like, disrespectful to me, maybe it's a little different, but, like, if I just catch a guy giving a little side eye, like, damn, I'll be like, yeah, I know. I know. You don't gotta be a pussy about it, bro. Go up there and be a man type shit. If you was really a man, you wouldn't be running around the fucking store whining that some guy looked at your girlfriend, bro. You'd just be like, hell yeah, that's all me, bro. But shit, man, I guess that's just a result of this brother never getting fucking slammed into the ground, bro. Choke slammed like a man, you know. But it is what it is, man. Maybe one day he'll meet the man that's gonna do that shit to him. But it was not about to be me, bro.